Good morning, members of the Marketing for Trades Facebook group. I'm just going to pop on to do a quick video about LinkedIn. The idea behind the video is just to demystify it a little bit for somebody who perhaps hasn't used it or doesn't use it very much or doesn't understand it that well. I would just start by saying that I'm coming at it from the point of view of somebody that's been using it for a number of years and has more recently kind of focused a lot more on my profile and a lot more on my engagement, just literally because I have had to market myself a bit more rather than a LinkedIn specialist or expert. There are courses that you can go on, online courses, and I have got a couple of names of people that run those if that's something that you would like to do. So pop me a comment below if that's something that you're interested in, and I'll give you the names and things. So I'm going to just start with a couple of points about profile. LinkedIn itself always suggests that you have a photo. Articles I've read suggest that you need a professional photo taken of yourself, a headshot, professional headshot. I don't have one of those, unfortunately, so I've just used a nice clear headshot photo and cropped it right down to, just being able to just see me in the picture rather than anything in the background. I've recently been connecting with a lot of tradespeople on LinkedIn, and some of those people had pictures of themselves working, which I thought was quite effective, particularly if you're wearing some sort of a uniform, because I think obviously then that kind of shows your brand as well as yourself. So that's one idea that you could perhaps use. There is an option for a banner on your LinkedIn profile, kind of similar to Facebook. You can make a correctly sized banner on Canva yourself. You can use stock photo for that, or you can make your own one. I did my own with my company name and my little tagline that I use and my logo. So that's something you can do on Canva. If you are editing any part of your profile, you need to just click into the little blue pencil section. The headline is quite important, I think. Every time you post anything or comment on anybody's post, your photo appears, your name, and the headline appears. So it's important to make sure that you include what you do and maybe a short sentence about what's important to you in business. It only gives you a certain number of characters, so it can't be a long sentence, unfortunately. So you've just got to kind of try and compact down what you want to get across in a short sentence. It's worth spending a little bit of time thinking about what that might be. I think I read an electrician's headline the other day which said something like, "I ignite your project," or something like that, and I just thought, not only was it probably to the point, but it was kind of quite funny as well, and I just really liked the fact that perhaps they had taken a bit of time to think about what to say, which is good. On there you've got all your kind of basics, your current position, your education, your location, and you can put some additional contact info in there as well, which is always a good thing to do. Save anything when you've made any changes. You've got a little further, slightly longer section to talk about yourself underneath, so you could perhaps pop your experience in there and the types of companies or people that you've worked with before, and a little bit more about who you are. Your activity on LinkedIn is all summarised here, so any posts you've done, anybody's post you've shared or commented on, you can see everything here. Quite handy if you want to go back to anything and revisit it another time. Then the section below is a kind of a CV type format, so you want to add in all your work history. I think it's important to make sure that this is complete, that this reads well, it's grammatically correct, the spelling's right, because that's where people are really going to delve into who is this person and what have they done before and what's their experience. And on most of my entries before being self-employed, I was able to get the little link to the particular company that I'd worked for, so their logo's up there, which is great. that one's no longer there because they've been taken over by somebody else, so that wasn't possible. But there are lots of sections on LinkedIn that you can add complete that are voluntary. So some of them they really want you to fill in, particularly the job history one, but the volunteer experience one is a sort of voluntary one that you can do. I completed it because of some of the types of roles that I have applied for in the past, working on boards and with senior management teams. I think they quite like to know that you've got some outside interests. That's completely up to you whether or not you complete that one. Skills and endorsements is a really great one to make sure is filled in and up to date. So you can add everything that you've got experience in, the skills that you've got, the things that you've done in the past. And I think the great thing about that is that these are all searchable terms. So if somebody was looking for somebody to take minutes, they could put minute taking in the search section and my profile would come up, and they would be able to contact me and say, hey, can you come and take some minutes for us, which would be great. So you can pop your skills in there, and perhaps any achievements that you've got, particular qualifications and things like that. Recommendations are great, so anybody you're connected with, that you've worked with, you can ask them for a recommendation. Again, it's a section that people are going to read if they're looking into hiring you or working with you. I've got a mixture of clients and former bosses and colleagues and things, so that's good. And you can also screenshot that and use it on other platforms as a review or a recommendation, which is very helpful as well. When you've asked somebody for a recommendation, when they've completed it, it comes back for you to review it and then publish it, so you've got a chance to see all the lovely things they've said about you, which is always good. Pop up to the section where you connect with people up here in the search bar. So if I wanted to connect with people in a certain industry, say if I wanted to connect with plumbers, put plumber in the search term and then select the people section as opposed to jobs or content, and that will bring up a lot of people who are plumbers, and all you have to simply do then is connect with them. You can write a little special message in there if you want to, a little personalised message, but you can just send a connection off and they can receive it and decide whether or not they want to have you in their network. Most people do tend to say yes, which is great. So that's good. That get you. So the point of that is that when you post anything on your timeline, you're getting in front of your audience, the audience that you want. So in your case, you might try and connect with property management specialists or landlords or something in particular, some type of particular person that you want to get in front of. When you're writing a post, you just go to the start a post section, obviously. You can add some text in, make sure you read it out loud to yourself and check that it makes sense, check that it's spelled correctly. You can pop a picture or a video onto it. You can link to an article, and much the same as Instagram, you can add hashtags. Again, a searchable term that if people are looking for a virtual assistant, then they'll find any posts that I've written with the hashtag virtual assistant in it. And again, the same as Instagram, the more niche that hashtag is, the better results you'll get with that, because 1 million people will be doing hashtag virtual assistant, but not 1 million people will be doing a hashtag with, say, Bucks Small Business or whatever. So I'll find all the people that are interested in small businesses in Buckinghamshire might then see my post, which again is a client that I'm targeting because it's local to me. So I hope that that's given you a few little ideas about LinkedIn. I demystified it a little bit. I'll be happy to help you with any questions on LinkedIn that you've got. If I don't know the answer, I definitely know where to look. So please do comment below if you've got any questions. And if you need any help with any little bits and pieces, or you want me to pop and have a look at your profile, I'll be happy to do that. So hopefully that's helped you a little bit, and I'll speak to you all soon.